It's Baseline. So in the American Homeless Companion, I talk about how baseline, how homelessness is a healthy, positive extension of our current economic scales. Poverty all the way up to the top. And it's a good sign of a healthy country, nation, world that can create a surplus of people. Extra good, healthy people because of our extra good system, clean water, all that other stuff. So one thing I thought about here recently that sort of brings something home to roost that you try not to talk about because we don't want to differentiate people by the way they look, by the way they appear. We're supposed to be blind in all those areas. But what would take us a country mile ahead of nearing the acceptance of baseline as a normal station on the economic ladder, just one below poverty and not a place that you have to get to poverty, making poverty the goal line for acceptance into society. What would change almost 50% of the argument and get us to the acceptance would be if baseliners would simply just dress better. They dress, for the most part, like shit. And any group of people and any group of any other people, larger, are going to be singled out. They're going to be outcasts in some way. At least going to be identifiable as being this group. And in this case, we're talking about a group that dresses like shit, often looks like hell, disheveled, for no reason at all, and who really gives a shit. But I mean, they're hurting themselves in that case. You know, drawing their own lines that separate themselves instead of, standing around and going, hey, good afternoon, or whatever, or where the hell am I going, or whatever, asking questions, doing what other people do. Sitting there, why would you expect someone to walk by and you're sitting there going, hey, don't we look like bad hippies? Hey, don't we look like bad hippies? So there is the introduction already into a segregation. He didn't have to say that, the person that said that, drawing a line. He's essentially exiled himself, otherwise the person walking by wouldn't have known where the fuck was coming out of his mouth. He said, hey, we are something else, look at it, we are different, we are outcasts. He just named himself. The woman didn't say anything when she was walking by. See what happens? It's always like, based on his beat their own selves down. Of course, this is due to this, what they come in with, the baggage of social pressure and, the stigma that surrounds, baseline failure, we've lost, loser, drunk, die, whatever. That's not the case. And that's why baseliners laugh when we see figures like, oh, in San Francisco there's 6,000 homeless people. So you talk 16,000, then we'll be talking in real numbers, okay? Because the other half of baseliners dress excellent. They dress well, they dress just like every other normal person around them or abnormal person around them. In other words, they simply know how to fucking dress. It doesn't matter if you can mismatch stuff and it looks great. They don't know how to fucking dress. They dress in rags. I don't know where you find the shit, okay? I'm down on it because I think looking swell is your best defense. I've been out here 3 years. I have serendipitous income from writing. I'm totally broke. I have absolutely nothing. Zero. Okay? I've less than most of the lesser guys have on purpose. And, I'm in clean clothes all the time. I don't carry around baggage. I don't hang around luggage. I don't talk to people as if I'm not welcome. And that accounts for all the other baseliners that are in San Francisco and elsewhere in the world that aren't noticed because they don't call it out. And that doesn't mean anything wrong with carrying around your Samsonite luggage all the time, but you have to expect the response you're going to get back in, a status quo society that doesn't do that. And if you don't have the brains to figure that part out, or you're too brave to say, no, I can dress it, and I'll just look like shit, and I'll be, give me, so whatever comes from this, or I simply don't care complex, then expect to get what you expect from that. If you put a candle on the cake, it's a party. If you just have the cake there laying with no icing on it, it's just a lot of cake to eat. Whatever. I mean, it depends on how you want to be accepted. And there, the onus of action goes on to baseline, on to homelessness. Dress up, for Christ's sake. Look better. You look like shit. Look yourself in a fucking store mirror. You know what good-looking and bad-looking clothes look like. You grew up in fucking America. Most of you, okay? Either way, there's no excuse for looking like shit. Besides, it's fun to dress up nice. It's fun to look great. It's fun to be positive and mix and match and a bunch of shit like that. Come on, use your creativity. And don't look like shit because you're an eyesore to me, too. Do it for me. Space.